Joining us to talk more about the convoy and the situation at the border, Victor Manjarrez. He is with us. He's a former U.S. Border Patrol Chief and Director for the Center for Law and Human Behavior at UT El Paso. Thank you, sir, for being with us this morning. This massive convoy, they're going to be picking up steam along the way and more people as they head to some of these border towns. How will their visit be received from those who are on the front lines dealing with the border crisis?
Generally received pretty well. This is very similar to what occurred along the southwest border of the United States back in 2004 in the spring. Probably even greater numbers back then. And they were well received by multiple members of the community, the law enforcement people in the area. So I expect the same thing to occur in Texas and Arizona.
So we've been reporting the situation in Washington, D.C. You've got a border bill being discussed, and you've got the impeachment hearing underway for Secretary Mayorkas. House Republicans would like to remove him from office. They say he has been derelict in his duties. Do they have a case here?
I've been following that closely, and when you hear the charges and things of that nature, I'm not sure. There's a difference between derelict in your duty and not being very competent in your job. And I think that's really debatable which one it could be.
Well, are either acceptable for the Secretary of Homeland Security?
No, they're not. And that's the issue. What's occurring along the southwest border is too important to the United States to not be very good at it. And so, things have to change. I'm not sure if it's going to be resources, change of direction, how the approach, but right now it's just not working.
Well, the secretary calls the proceedings a sham, and the White House is defending him. Doesn't the buck, though, stop at the president and his authority to do something at the border? What is your assessment of the White House's handling of the situation?
Well, the buck does stop at the White House. On that, the president sets policy, sets the agenda, sets the direction on that, and the rest of the government follows suit. Unfortunately, the Department of Homeland Security has not followed suit, or has followed suit, but have not done a very good job on that. And so, going back to it does fall at the feet of the White House. And again, it's simply just not working. We look at the sheer numbers that are occurring along the southwest border.
So you heard from one of the members of that convoy, and he said you hear Republicans talk and you hear Democrats talk, and everybody blames everybody else. And in this political season, as we get ready for the 2024 election, this is going to be that political hot potato. Do you foresee, are you optimistic that any solution is reached in the current political environment and landscape we find ourselves in?
No, unfortunately, I don't. I don't see any realistic or even, moving towards a very good solution. And I'll tell you this, the big reason it used to be when I was in the Border Patrol, we would host congressional delegations and there'd be members of both parties. And it was great to see the going back and forth along the border, talking about solutions and looking for solutions. Every time you see a congressional delegation out to the border, it isn't a bilateral. It's either a Republican group or a Democrat group. And as the gentleman said, everyone's speaking, but no one's listening.
Yeah, I mean, they feel like photo opportunities at this point. So, with your experience at the border as a member of Border Patrol, watching what you see now, talk about some solutions. I mean, what are some things that you would like to see? I mean, is razor wire a fix? Are buoys in the Rio Grande a fix?
When you think of barriers or buoys and razor wire and even pedestrian fencing, the wall, right? Those are just tools. We often forget that. Those are tools towards an objective. And the term you hear thrown quite often is, shut down the border. But no one's really clearly defined what that actually looks like. And once you start looking at what the definition or the objective should be, which I believe it's risk mitigation. We simply cannot stop everything coming across. So you start reducing the risk to the United States, the more harmful. Once you understand that, then you start to reduce the flows.
Yeah.
And it starts out with perceptions. Perceptions matter.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.